Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing how to bake bread at home if you do not have an oven. This video was inspired by this video over here, so please make sure to watch it to know what happened. But I thought I should try and make bread from scratch without using the oven, and as you can see the outcome was perfect. So let's get straight into it. Start by combining your water, milk, 1.5 teaspoon yeast, and start to combine. Leave this solution to rest for 5 minutes if you're using active dry yeast. Then add your egg, start to combine, and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Then add your flour bit by bit and combine using a wooden stick or a spatula. And once your dough comes together, you can switch to using your hands and knead your dough for at least 5 minutes until it comes together. Transfer your dough to a clean surface and continue to knead it. This process should take you at least 5 minutes. You know your dough is ready if when you stretch it, it does not easily break. Then transfer your dough to a clean bowl, lightly oiled, then cover and let it rest for at least 1 hour or until it doubles in size. Then punch out the air from the dough and transfer it to a lightly flat surface. Divide your dough into 2 equal parts. Then we're going to roll out our dough into a rectangle. This part is essential so that you can get the excess air out of the dough. Then roll out your dough as shown. Make sure to tightly roll it so that you do not create air pockets when the bread is baked. So make sure to roll it firmly. Tuck it in firmly as you roll it. Then pinch the ends to seal the bread. This will be the bottom of the bread. Then you're going to transfer this to your baking tin. This is the bread that will be going to the oven just to test the outcome. Then this is the bread that is going to be baked over the stove top. I'm using my regular cooking pot. If you have a small baking tin, you can use it. I've lined mine with parchment paper and transferred my bread into it. If you do not have parchment paper, you can generously oil your baking tin so that your bread does not stick when you bake it. Then brush your bread with some vegetable oil. This is just for some extra shine when baked. Then you're going to let your dough rest for at least 1 hour so that it can double in size. This is my dough rested. You can see it has doubled in size. So I'm going to be putting this one dough into the oven just to compare the outcome. So for the other dough, we're going to be baking it on a stove top using this sufuria or cooking pot. Make sure the cooking pot that you use has a heavy bottom so that your bread does not easily burn. Then I'm going to be baking it in my medium heat part of the stove top. Then add some salt, just regular salt. Then I'm going to be using this so that my baking tin is not in direct contact with the cooking pots, just so to reduce the chances of my bread getting burnt. Then cover and let it preheat just the way you preheat the oven before putting your bread in. Then once you put your bread in, cover your cooking pot with a lid that does not touch the bread, and also do not cover it tightly. Leave some room for the excess moisture to escape because you want to bake your bread and not steam it. Again, keep on checking your bread so that it does not burn. And because a cooking pot tends to create a hot spot because the gas is coming from one point, it's not evenly distributed. Make sure to keep on moving your cooking pot at different angles so that your heat is evenly distributed. I kept on checking on mine because I thought it was burning and had to reduce the heat. So make sure to keep on checking on your bread. The baking time is 30 to 35 minutes depending on how hot or which cooking pot you are using. So keep on checking your bread. if you wish to have a more golden crust, you can flip the bread at the 30th minute. If you are using a parchment paper, it will be easier for you to flip the bread so that the top gets to the bottom, and you bake the bread for another 10 minutes or so until your bread becomes crusty as you wish it to. But once you flip it, bake it uncovered. And as you can see, our bread turned out perfectly okay. The texture, the taste was amazing, and I hope this video inspires you to give bread making a try if you haven't already, or if you do not have an oven and that was your excuse. I hope you get to try bread making, because it's amazing to make your own bread, and this was the other bread, still turned out perfect. Thank you so much for watching, and as I mentioned earlier, this video was inspired by this other video, so don't forget to watch it and see what happened. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in another one.